Today, I will talk on principles of combustion second, where I will be dealing with the analysis of products of combustion. In short, I have written POC. In the combustion calculation, the analysis of products of combustion is important. The calculations on combustion can be done on several ways. If we are given with the products of combustion, say its analysis, then we can make several calculations like the amount of products of combustion, like amount of air, if we know the composition of coal or liquid fuel or gaseous fuel. So, in analyzing the products of combustion, in fact, Orset analysis is done. Orset analysis is done to report the percentage composition of the products of combustion. Now, the Orset analysis is generally given or expressed on a dry, dust and fume free basis. As percentage by volume and are given in terms of molecular species comprising the products of combustion. So, what is important is that the Orset analysis of the products of combustion is given on dry basis. That is very, very important that you should understand while performing the calculations on combustion. The Orset analysis, it reports volume percentage directly. The common Orset analysis, is performed say on CO2 percent O2 and percent CO, and nitrogen is determined by difference from 100. So, in fact, in the Orset analysis, there are 3 or 4 bottles are filled with the different solutions. A certain amount of products of combustion is taken in a glass bulb and the gas amount is passed through a solution, and the amount of the gas which is absorbed, that is reported in terms of its volume percentage. So, that means the various solutions which are used, say KOH solution is used to determine percentage CO2 plus percentage SO2. Now, that is also very important that in the Orset analysis, KOH solution absorbs both CO2 and SO2, and whatever percentage that you get, that is reported in terms of percentage CO2, but while making the carbon balance, if the coal contains carbon and sulfur both, then the Orset analysis means that carbon in coal plus sulfur in coal, that is equal to carbon in CO2 as reported in the Orset analysis, because Orset analysis does not give separately the percentage SO2. That point should be remembered. That is very, very important while performing the combustion calculation. Once again I will say that the percentage SO2 is not separately reported in the offset analysis. It is reported along with carbon dioxide because KOH solution it absorbs both. Then an alkaline solution, of pyrogalol, it measures percentage oxygen. Then ammonical cuprous chloride this measures percentage carbon monoxide. So, percentage nitrogen is determined from plus percentage CO. I am writing here only percentage CO, though it is implied that it contains percentage CO2 plus percentage SO2 both, but the offset analysis gives you percentage CO2. Percentage SO2 is not separately reported. So, that is how the offset analysis is done. Now, few important things that must be remembered while solving the problems. First of all, in majority of the combustion calculation, the POC analysis is given in terms of offset analysis. That is, the offset analysis of POC is so. It is to be remembered that offset analysis is always on the dry basis. It does not report anything about the water content or moisture content of the products of combustion. It is on dry basis. That point is to be noted. Point number 2, SO2 content of the products of combustion is not reported separately. It is embedded in carbon dioxide. So, while performing a balance, one has to take care that the offset analysis of CO2, it contains the contribution of carbon as CO2 and sulfur as SO2 in the products of combustion. These two things are important. Now, say water content of products of combustion, water content of products of combustion. Now, these products of combustion, they are also called flue gas. So, I mean interchangeably one can use either products of combustion or flue gas, both have the same meaning. In the problems you can have the products of combustion analyzes as follows, or the flue gas analyzes what CO2, SO2, whatever the case may be. So, they can be used, both have the same meaning, they are the combustion product of any fuel. So, water content of POC is can be expressed, it can be expressed either as volume percent or any other units. As I am giving here, for example, it may be reported on say percentage by volume, or for that matter it can be reported percentage by weight. Then it can also be reported humidity in terms of humidity or gram H2O per gram dry gas, can also be reported this way. It can also be reported in terms of dew point. Dew point in degree Celsius. Dew point is the temperature at which water vapor begins to condense. Now, this dew point calculation is again a very important part of the calculation, because the condensation of water contained in the flue gas or products of combustion is very important, because if the water condenses during exit of the POC, then it may spoil the entire stack part of it, because water will condense, and if suppose SO2 is present in the flue gas, it will react with H2O, then it will form H2SO4. So, what I want to say is that the dew point or the temperature at which water begins to condense, that is a very important calculation in case of products of combustion. It can also be reported in terms of relative humidity, relative humidity or percentage of saturation. Then we can also report in terms of partial pressure. So, report in terms of partial pressure following the Dalton's law of pressure, that is total pressure is equal to sum of the partial pressures of each component of the products of combustion. Then we can also report in terms of, for example, gram moisture per actual cubic meter. So, these are the various ways in which the water content of the products of combustion can be expressed in a particular problem. Now, for details on the offset analysis, you can also consult the book, say, Elements of Fuels, Furnaces and Refractories by, say, O.P. Gupta. This is Khanna publication. (1997). However, there are other books are also there. You can consult any of the book. Now, let me illustrate this by taking an example. What I do? Let me take a problem, say coal of the ultimate analysis. Coal of the ultimate analysis is given, say carbon 76%, hydrogen 5%, oxygen 6%, nitrogen 2% and sulfur 2% and ash is 9%. Now, this analysis is given on weight percent. Weight percent, say dry basis. This is the analysis of coal that is given to us. Now, this particular coal is burnt in a furnace with dry air, such that complete combustion occurs. Such that complete combustion occurs. Now, you have to calculate, say calculate stoichiometric amount of air and calculate the amount of POC and composition. Now, in order to proceed the calculations, one has to do elemental balance. It is again a material balance type of problem. So one has to do material balance, a carbon balance, sulfur balance, oxygen balance, nitrogen balance and hydrogen balance. And from the balance one can find out the unknown values. Now as regards the calculation on stoichiometric amount of air, this means that one has to write down the stoichiometric equations, that is stoichiometrically balanced equations, and from the balanced equation one can find out the amount of air. That is one important thing. So we can also say in several ways. We can say either find out the stoichiometric amount of air, or we can also say find out theoretical amount of air, or we can also say find out air for complete combustion. All the three have the same meaning. That means you have to calculate the amount of air for complete combustion, whether it is said as calculate theoretical amount of air, or calculate stoichiometric amount of air, or calculate air for complete combustion. So that is one important thing over here. So now let us calculate stoichiometric amount of air. For the first thing we have to take the basis. Now here you are free to choose the basis. You can choose the basis 1 kg coal, 100 kg coal or 1000 kg, whatever you like. So what I am doing, I have chosen the basis, say let us take it 100 kg coal. Now I will write down the stoichiometric reactions, and the stoichiometric reactions in case of this particular problem, I have to write down those equations where the components are being combusted. So here say carbon will combust, hydrogen will combust and sulfur will combust. So write down the reaction, say C plus O2, that is equal to CO2. S plus O2, that is equal to SO2. H2 plus half O2, that is equal to H2O. That is what the meaning of stoichiometric amount of air, or stoichiometric combustion, or theoretical air, or air for complete combustion, because the products of combustion for complete combustion is well defined. When carbon on complete combustion can give only CO2. Had this not been given, that they find out the amount of air, then simultaneously it has to be told what is the CO-CO2 ratio. So that is an important issue. Say for complete combustion, the product of complete combustion of carbon is very clear. There is no doubt that is the CO2. So these are the stoichiometric reactions. One can interpret this way, say 1 kg mole carbon takes 1 kg mole oxygen and gives 1 kg mole of CO2. 1 mole of sulfur, 1 mole of oxygen gives you 1 mole of SO2. Similarly, 1 mole of hydrogen requires half mole of oxygen and gives you 1 mole of H2O. So from this stoichiometric equation, one can find out, say, the total oxygen required, total O2 required, I will find out in kg mole. Now total oxygen required would be the oxygen required for carbon to CO2, for sulfur to SO2, for hydrogen to H2O. So total oxygen required will be, say, I will be needing 6.33 kg mole is carbon, because 76 by 12, that is 6.33 kg mole of carbon, will be needing 6.33, say, in kg mole oxygen. From the stoichiometric reaction, 1 mole carbon, 1 mole oxygen, so 6.33 kg mole of carbon will need 6.33 kg mole of oxygen. Similarly, 2.5 kg mole of hydrogen will need 1.25 kg mole of oxygen from the stoichiometric reaction. Similarly, 0.0625 kg mole of sulfur will need 0.0625 kg mole of oxygen. Now, I can also give, I have used the molecular weight of carbon, that is equal to 12, oxygen, that is 32, sulfur 32, hydrogen S2, and nitrogen I will be using 28. So, these are the things that I am using over here. So, coming back now, so the total moles of oxygen that is required, the total moles of oxygen that will require will sum total, it will come 7.6425 kg mole. So, that much amount of kg mole is required. Now, note in the problem the coal also contains oxygen. So, one has to do the oxygen balance, that means the O2 in kg mole from air that will be required, that will be equal to oxygen required for combustion minus O2 present in coal. O2 present in coal, because that amount of oxygen which is present in the coal, that is already available to you. So, if you do minus, then you get the oxygen from air. So, that will be equal to 7.6425. You have to convert the percentage oxygen, divide by 32 minus 0.1675. So, oxygen in kg mole required from air, that will be equal to 7.475 kg mole. Now, remember this oxygen in kg mole from air, that is in fact it is from the dry air, because the air does not contain any moisture. So, if the air is dry, then the composition of air is very clear, that we will be using in solving the problem. O2 21% and nitrogen is 79%, I think all of you know. Then from here I can find out now the amount of air you take your calculator and calculate the amount of air. How will you calculate? 21% oxygen, 79% nitrogen. So, that means 1 mole of air or 4.76 moles of air contains 1 mole of oxygen and 3.76 moles of nitrogen. So, if I divide the 7.475 by the oxygen percent in air, that is equal to 21%, then I will be getting the amount of air. So, the amount of air will be equal to 35.595 kg mole. This is the amount of dry air. Simply 7.475 divided by 0.21, you will get 35.595 kg mole, and that will be also equal to 797.33 meter cube. Mind you, you have to express here temperature and pressure, and the temperature is at 273 Kelvin and pressure is 1 atmosphere. So, this is in fact the answer for the stoichiometric amount of calculation of air. So, remember, while doing the calculation on stoichiometric amount of air, you should not forget the oxygen content of coal, and that oxygen content you have to subtract it from the oxygen required for combustion. Only that much amount of oxygen you are required to supply through the air. So, that is an important thing. It is in fact a elemental balance. Now, let us calculate amount of POC and their composition. I will also try to explain the various bases in which the analysis of POC can be expressed. Now, next is the calculation of POC. Calculation of POC. Now, if you see the stoichiometric reaction, the POC will consist of CO2, H2O, N2 and SO2. Now, if you see the reaction, you can immediately calculate the amount of POC that is being formed. You note again from the stoichiometric reaction which I have written, C plus O2 is equal to CO2, 1 mole of carbon will give you 1 mole of CO2. So, if we have 6.33 kg mole of carbon, we will be getting 6.33 kg mole of CO2. It's straightforward calculation. If we have 0.0625 kg mole of sulfur, we will be having 0.0625 kg mole of SO2. So, it is a straightforward calculation in terms of the stoichiometrically balanced equation, because stoichiometric balanced equation always says 1 kg mole of reactant that will give you, say in the case of carbon plus oxygen, 1 kg mole carbon will give you 1 kg mole of CO2. So, let me write down now here, say POC, I will just try to make a table, say POC, and then first I will put it here in kg mole. So, let us take POC, say CO2, then H2O, then nitrogen and then SO2. So, straight away we can calculate 6.33 kg mole of carbon. What will be the kg mole of CO2? Can you answer? The kg mole of CO2 will be 6.33 kg mole. What will be the kg mole of H2O? Half, that is 1.25 kg mole. Now, be careful while determining the kg mole of nitrogen in products of combustion, because kg mole of nitrogen in products of combustion will consist of two components. One is nitrogen from air plus nitrogen from coal. Don't forget, that is important. Though the amount of nitrogen in coal is very small, but that is considered to be a conceptual error and you should be taking note of that. That is the nitrogen, in fact it is a nitrogen balance, nitrogen from coal plus nitrogen from air, that will be equal to nitrogen in products of combustion. So, that is the way you will be determining. So, you can find out the kg mole of both. So, it will come to be equal to 28.1914 is the kg mole of nitrogen in products of combustion. SO2 is straightforward, that is 0.0625. So, if I sum total it, then sum total is coming 35.8339 kg mole. Now, we can determine the percent analysis on weight basis. That means whatever we have received, that is the analysis that I am reporting. What I have to do? I have to simply divide the amount of CO2 by the total amount of H2O by the total amount and so on. So, I will be getting the percentage here, they are on the volume percent. Remember, percentage analysis by volume. So, here it will be 17.66, here it will be 3.49, here it will be 78.68, and here it will be equal to 0.7. So, this total is again 100%. Now, I can also report this analysis on dry basis. That means, analysis of POC on dry basis. Of course, it is volume percent. So, on dry basis, to do that, and if you do, the analysis comes 18.3, 81.52, and SO2 is 0.18, and that again makes 100. That is how you will be doing the or expressing the analysis of POC on dry basis. Now, another important thing is, suppose you perform an offset analysis of the products of combustion. Say you have burnt in a furnace, you have taken the products of combustion and you want to analyze this by using offset analysis. Then what will be the percentage composition that you will be reporting after performing the offset analysis? So, let us calculate here now the offset analysis. With that I mean, we are now calculating the percentage composition of the products of combustion as if we have performed offset analysis. Remember, this is also on the volume percent, but after performing the offset analysis. So, here it will be 18.48% and here 81.52%. So, that will be again equal to 100. Now, you have noted here that on the dry basis the volume of CO2 was 18.3, where offset analysis it becomes 18.48. What does it mean? As I said, that separate SO2 analysis is not done in case of offset analysis. So, what I have done? I have added 18.3 and 0.18, that becomes 18.48. So, the offset analysis in a problem will be in terms of, in this particular case, 18.48% CO2 and 81.52% nitrogen. We can calculate now amount of POC in meter cube. So, the amount of POC in meter cube, that will be equal to 802.67 meter cube, again at 273 Kelvin and 1 atmospheric pressure. Now, it is interesting to have a ratio of amount of POC upon amount of air, and in this case it comes to be equal to 1.0067. I will tell you afterward the implication of this. Now, suppose now if we use 120% theoretical air, that has become equal to 20% excess air. So, one can define excess air, that is equal to actual air minus theoretical air upon theoretical air. So, remember, excess air is always expressed on theoretical air. So, if we use 120% theoretical air, then amount of air would be straight away 35.595 into 1.2, that is equal to 42.714 kg mole. So, that is how you can determine the amount of air. Now, when excess air is being used, then again the products of combustion and their composition, everything changes. So, if you want to determine the products of combustion, same way, say I will write here POC, which is having CO2, H2O, nitrogen, SO2. Now, since I am using the excess air, so the POC will consist of excess O2 that will also be there in POC. So, again I can calculate the kg mole. About CO2 it will remain the same, nothing will change. That is also important thing you should note, that whether you use theoretical air or excess air, the amount of carbon monoxide cannot change it, because 1 mole carbon takes 1 mole oxygen and makes 1 mole CO2. Similarly, H2O also same 1.25. Now, nitrogen will be, you have to add, say you have to take 79% of the amount of air, that will go as nitrogen, because now you are using 120% theoretical air. So, 79% of 42.714 plus, do not forget to add the nitrogen from coal. So, total it becomes 33.815, SO2 is 0.0625, and O2 you can find out from, say, total amount of air you have 42.714, you know the stoichiometric amount of air. If you multiply by 0.21, that will be the amount of excess oxygen, and that comes here 1.49. So, the total has become now 42.9475. Now, I can determine the analysis again on weight basis. Of course, volume percent. So, here it will be 14.74, 2.91, 78.74, 0.14 and 3.47. The total again it becomes 100. So, if I do on dry basis, I am performing the same calculation which I have done earlier. So, dry basis it will be 15.18, it will be 81.1 nitrogen, 0.15 and 3.57, total again becomes 100. So, if I performed offset analysis, then the analysis will be 15.33. Of course, they are all in percentage, they are all in percentage, 15.33%, 81.10% and 3.157%. Again it makes 100. So, if I now determine the so called ratio, so amount of POC upon, say, amount of air, that becomes equal to 1.005, slightly here and there little bit affected. Now, this is how this particular problem can be tackled. Now, imagine a problem is given where you are given the offset analysis. So, I formulate the problem in a different way. I go from the reverse engineering, that is, the products of combustion analysis is given and you have to find out the amount of POC. So, let us formulate the problem. Let us say that now the offset analysis is given. Say offset analysis is 18.48% CO2 and 81.52% of nitrogen. This is offset analysis of products of combustion is this one, and this has been obtained by combusting coal in dry air. The composition of coal is given. Composition of coal: carbon 76%, hydrogen 5%, oxygen 6%, nitrogen 2%, sulfur 2%, and ash is 9%. Now you have to calculate the amount of POC. Now, since offset analysis is given, this is on the dry basis. So let us see that, let's consider, let x kg mole dry POC. We will do the carbon balance. So carbon balance will tell us 0.1848 x, that will be equal to 6.33, that is the carbon of the coal, plus 0.0625. So what my objective was to illustrate that when the offset analysis is given and when you make the carbon balance, then you have to consider carbon and sulfur of the coal. So if you do that, then the value of x, that is equal to 34.591 kg mole. Now mind you, this is the dry, so the total amount of POC, that will be equal to dry POC plus water from coal, say that is H to H2O, plus moisture of coal. Now in this particular problem, the dry POC we find out 34.591, water from H2O of coal that we determined earlier 1.25, moisture is 0. So the amount of POC we are getting is 35.841 kg mole. Now this 35.841 is approximately similar to the amount of POC that is produced on using the stoichiometric amount of air. Now remember, this calculation has been done on taking the stoichiometric amount of air. So 35.841 kg mole is the amount of POC. Now in certain problems, when fired coal contains say 4% moisture, same problem, when the coal as fired contains 4% moisture burnt with the stoichiometric amount of air, then you have to find out again total amount of POC. So in the just I have done M of coal I have taken 0, now M will also be introduced. So total amount of POC would be, 35.8339 plus 4 upon 100 into 100 upon 18. So that will be equal to 36.056 kg mole. So that is how you will be determining the so called amount of POC from offset analysis. Now we can take another version of the problem where it is given, say offset analysis CO2 that is equal to 15.33%, nitrogen 81.10%, and oxygen is 3.57%. This is the offset analysis given. Then we have to calculate amount of POC and excess air. Now mind you, if the POC contains oxygen, that means on theoretical front or on theoretical calculation, this means that the combustion has occurred with the excess amount of air, unless otherwise mentioned. So in this particular case, excess air. Now here I am using the coal of the same composition which we have used in the previous problem, so I am not writing. Now again we will determine, let us say x kg mole, let x kg mole dry POC. Again do the carbon balance. So from carbon balance we will be getting x, that will come out to be equal to 41.6992. Now remember, while doing the carbon balance, you have to take carbon and sulfur both, and that you have to equate with the POC CO2. That is an important thing. So the amount of POC now, again the same, dry POC plus water of coal plus moisture. Since moisture is equal to 0 here, so we add both and we will be getting 42.94 kg mole amount of POC dry when excess air is used. So that is what the problem. Now we have to calculate excess air. Now as I told you that the excess air is calculated by calculating the actual air minus theoretical air divided by theoretical air. So first I will calculate excess oxygen. I will calculate excess oxygen, and this excess oxygen will be equal to 0.0357 as given in the Orset analysis. The total amount of, say, the dry POC we have determined 41.699 2. So that comes equal to 1.49 kg mole, and that is equal to 7.095 kg mole of air. You have to divide by 0.21, you will get that much amount of air. So we have got now this is the excess oxygen. Now in order to find out, in order to report the percentage excess air, one has to determine the theoretical amount of air. Also one has to determine the nitrogen from air, because what is the amount of nitrogen from air, then and then you can find out the actual amount of air, because whatever nitrogen that is present in the POC, it has come solely from the air, because you have subtracted the nitrogen content of coal also. So the nitrogen from air that will be equal to 41.6992 into 0.811, that will make 33.818 kg mole. That will make 33.818 kg mole. So amount of air how much? We divide by 0.79, because 79% is nitrogen content of dry air. Remember, we are using dry air. So amount of air will be equal to 42.807 kg mole. Now what will be the stoichiometric amount of air? Can anybody tell me? The stoichiometric amount of air, actual air minus excess air, that is the stoichiometric amount of air. So that will be 42.807 minus 7.095, that is the stoichiometric amount of air. Now excess air in percent, that will be equal to excess 7.095 divided by 42.807 minus 7.095, because this is stoichiometric amount of air, into 100, and that makes 19.86%, and that is approximately 20%. And as in this particular problem, I have used 120% air, that is 20% air. So we are approximately, we are also getting the 20% air. So what I illustrated you is today, the formulation of combustion problem can be done in several ways. Either the coal composition is given, or analysis of POC is given, and then Offset analysis is given, and then you have to perform the calculation. So, I have tried to illustrate the formulation of problem and the calculation method by taking the same composition of coal when burned with stoichiometric amount of air and excess amount of air, how one can do the combustion calculation. The basis is to do elemental balance and keep track of the elemental balance from whichever sources the element is entering. You have to take into account, and you will be getting the answers, and you will also be feeling good.